Not sure how much you are following the James Webb Space Telescope and the launch. I'm not sure how much of your local media or TV is covering and putting this across. But if it's not, then this might be the best place to start. This kind of charts the progress from the point of launch and all the things that will be happening on its way as it gets towards the destination. That is the Prelaunch point L2 that you see on the far right bottom corner. And at that place, you won't go to the exact spot, it'll take a orbit around it, and that is a very stable location. And you will hear that being explained better as we proceed. This is nothing small. This is pretty huge. People have been spending something like 20-30 years of their life working on this after much delays. And this picture actually shows how it has been packed into the Ariane 5 rocket. And the sails, the sunshade is actually the size of about a tennis court. It is that big. You will get an idea of that. And the next picture, this one, gives you, as a technician is shown, standing next to the few parts of it, the mirror actually, the primary mirrors during assembly were done during testing. So this will give you an idea of how big it is. It's about time to be launched, and it'll be done before the year is out. 24th is the schedule right now. Let's see whether that'll happen. Although predominantly done by NASA, several space agencies like the European Space Agency will be used for the launch. The Ariane 5 will be the main rockets. There's nothing else that can do something like this, to send something this far, something like about 1.5 million miles away. Getting there is not that difficult, but the steps are difficult. Now I will just let you watch how it will unfold, all the steps that is expected, and I believe it will. As you're watching the animation, how it will unfold, as it passes through and takes a slingshot around the moon and goes further, about 1.5 million in total. And in spite of all the tests, thousands and thousands of tests done on separate combination parts, there are still several points of failure, or possibilities of failure. But for many of them, there are redundancies built in. And for that reason, this will work for most part. And we hope that will work in complete cohesion for it to have the best effect. There are a few descriptions about this man, Dr. John Matter, astrophysicist, cosmologist, and above all, the chief scientist at NASA Goddard Space Flight Center. And apart from being the chief scientist, he is also going to explain a few things for you. I've taken parts of an important lesson which he has delivered. parts of it which is important that you need to know, and I've taken it and added into this whole video.
So my camera's overheating. Is that a problem on the telescope?
The observatory doesn't overheat because it's facing outer space. The whole telescope is protected from the sunshine, from the Earth, and from the Moon all the time by this giant sun shield. And we chose the orbit especially so we could do that. The Lagrange point 2 orbit that we choose is actually the only place you can go where the single-sided umbrella that we build can protect the observatory completely from all of those things at the same time.
Lagrange points are special points in space where when you have two orbital bodies interacting with each other, there's these little special spots where things can kind of just balance. They're right in the sweet spot where they're being pulled in two different directions at the same time, and they just kind of hover there. Lagrange points are fascinating. There are 5 Lagrangian points for any combination of two orbital bodies. Since James Webb sensors could be affected by Earthshine and moonshine, L2 of the Earth's sun system is the optimum place for it to be, and Dr. Mather is about to explain why.
When you're done seeing this video, I would think you might want to come back to this image and see the steps involved. Apart from showing you the progress, and also explain L2 in a diagrammatic way and understand with some finite details which is not entirely explained.
Why? How are you going to communicate with it if it's on the other side of the moon?
Oh, it's not. We don't go to that exact spot.
Okay.
And of course the moon orbits as well. So
are you orbiting the Lagrangian point?
we orbit around the Lagrange point. We don't go to it. Number one, it's easier to get there. Number two, Lagrange point's in the shade. It's actually right behind the Earth, and most of the sunshine is being blocked by the Earth at that spot. So you don't want to go there.
Can you draw that for me on this piece of paper?
Yeah. So sure. Here is the here's the sun over here. Here's the Earth over here. And not to scale, but out here is the Lagrange point. And we are going to be orbiting around the Lagrange point like that.
Just enough to get the sunshine around the Earth?
Yeah, we'll be...
Where's the moon?
The Earth. The moon is a lot closer in. The moon's a lot... My handwriting is not so good today, but the Lagrange point's about 4 times as far from the Earth as the moon is.
Oh, I see.
So we never have a problem with that.
Gotcha. And so I didn't realize that you were choosing to orbit.
Yeah.
I thought the whole point was to, I guess...
No, we need the sunshine.
Why?
We don't want to go in the... We need solar power to run the observatory.
Okay, I see.
We need the sunshine. It also takes more fuel to get to...
Do you not have an RTG on board?
No, we don't. There's no need for it. And that's hard to do. So, and we need several kilowatts of electricity. So...
Where are the solar panels?
The solar panels are hidden in this picture, but they are obviously going to be on the sun side of the big sun shield. But a few kilowatts is actually small for a giant observatory.
It is.
So that's because what's over here on this side doesn't use anything much. It's
Gotcha.
Only a little bit of energy to run the detectors.
I know you're excited about what's going to come out of the telescope.
Yes, indeed. Who knows what's out there that we've never guessed at. We have wonderfully exciting things to work on that we know about. The first stars and galaxies, the first black holes, how the galaxies grow, how stars are being born today with planets around them, and even planets around other stars and the outer solar system, where we'll learn something about how solar systems work and maybe even how come the Earth is special or not. The Webb telescope will make beautiful pictures as well. They will be different, of course, because we pick up light at different wavelengths. But those beautiful glowing gas clouds, we'll see them too, just differently. We are, among other things, trying to see through those glowing clouds to see what's inside. So the stars that are being born inside, you can't see them directly right now because that dust and gas is obscuring them. The infrared light that we will pick up can go right around those dust grains and see inside. So our hope is that it'll look different and also beautiful.
So you're saying the infrared light can go through those dust grains?
Yes, infrared light, all light bounces off dust particles.
Right.
But the longer the wavelength, the less bounce.
I see.
So the infrared light can go through the clouds. That enables us to see things.
Oh, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
So what we'll probably be seeing is we'll take infrared images and then we'll false color them so people can see these beautiful pictures that we've seen in the past.
Yes.
That's exactly the plan?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Last question, what are you going to do on launch day?
I'll either be at the launch site to cheer, or I'll be back here to talk to the public. Don't know which one will be. There's such a limited number of people can go to the launch site that the people who really need to be there should be there.
Right. But are you, I mean, that's going to be a very anxious moment for you, I'm sure.
No.
No?
I don't get anxious about stuff I can't deal with.
Can you kind of tell me why?
Yeah. So I'm not anxious about things because I know that we're doing the right thing to make the best possible plan. So when somebody says we should worry about this, we worry about it and then we make a plan. So when you're 70 years old, you get tired of worrying about stuff. You just say, we'll make a plan.
I see. And you accept what happens.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's interesting. And so I really like that. This is Dr. John Mather, and I cannot thank you enough. This is
a pleasure to talk with you, and look forward to seeing what you make.
I thought this conversation was fascinating on so many different levels. I came into it expecting to learn about science and astronomy and like how different things work, but I left with a sense of, it was just like a nugget of wisdom that Dr. Mather dropped on us there at the end. Think about it. This is one of the most complicated things that humans have ever done. There's a lot riding on this. There is a tremendous amount of investment of time, money, human lives, my family included. There's a lot riding on this. But when I asked him, well, aren't you worried? He said, no, because I've made the best possible plan. We've done our best. And then he just releases it. He's literally going to let it ride on a rocket. There's some deep wisdom there that I'm going to apply to my own life. If the man that's over one of the most difficult scientific endeavors that humans have ever done can make the best possible plan and then not worry and then like emotionally release that to say, we did our best, let's see what happens. If he can do that with this project, how can I apply that to my own life? Anyway, I thought that was amazing. I thought it was super deep wisdom, and perhaps that would be helpful for you as it is for me.
Hope that got you interested. I hope it really did. At least for most part you would have something to follow. If this is anywhere near your interest, pass it along if you will. Perhaps it might interest somebody else, even if you are not. Thank you, and have a great day.